What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. We are out here with the 24 Colorado Trail Boss. Something super special for you guys. A new product. I'm doing some testing for them. If you've ever heard of 686 Baja Industries, they were kind enough to let me do some test fitting and show you guys the process of basically installing it. Right here, we have some SS3s from Diode Dynamics. Shout out to Diode Dynamics. You guys already know the drill. I got some discounts in the description for you. With diodes, some free shipping, things like that. But yeah, 686 Industries, I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. You guys saw it in the intro of the video. 686 Baja Industries were kind enough to send me over thousands. I did order the diodes through Diode Dynamics. Shout out to Diode, of course. These are SS3s where they mount up to. So here's your factory little panel that you get on the work trucks, the LTs, and trail bosses. Unfortunately, we don't come standard with fog lights. So 686 Baja Industries, they heard about that. Did a little bit of scanning, and yeah, they came up with this whole housing. So it basically mounts in like your regular ditch lights, right? Your pods. You have your over here, you have another one here. There, you can't really see it too well, but it's basically the same concept as mounting ditch lights. You know, you got those two sides, and it slides right in, fits great. And this is what we're working with. Gotta pop out this fog light bezel. How it works: if you have a work truck, trail boss, what are the other ones? LTs, they come factory without fog lights, right? So you get this little bezel in here with the deviate bumper. It is super easy. You just come in here, kind of press it out, right? It's got these clips that hold it on. If you have a factory bumper, you might have to go in there with the flathead, and basically you're going to pry on these little corners. Boom, boom, pry right here, and then it's going to just pop out. So I did do the other side with the flathead just to kind of test it out, and figured we could do this one by hand. And here's what we're going to have in its place. Okay, so this is going to mount right in. These are SS3s. They are the fog kit. I think it's like a wide angle, something like that. It is SAE compliant, so I was like, oh, I'll run those. So as you can see, there's a little minor trimming that we're gonna have to do. It doesn't line up properly because of this right here. So what I'm gonna do is I kind of compared it, saw where this is gonna come out, and I literally just drew a line with my finger because of the dust. But it's gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim this up. I'll show you guys what I do for that, and we'll move on from there, and we'll put these in. Alright, so now that it's cut straight across right here, I know it doesn't look pretty. Does it need to look pretty? Not really. It's not the prettiest. I still haven't finished this piece right here, cutting this off, but I just want to kind of test it and see how it's going. So we're going to pop it in, right? Boom. And it seems like that's it right there. That's where it's pretty comfy. You can see it kind of wants to stay in there. I'm obviously not going to let it go all the way, but that seems like it's a sweet spot. So as far as trimming goes, so from this bracket up to about 1 inch from the top, and then you got about almost 1 inch right here on the side, and you should be all done trimming. Like I said, you got a pretty solid fit right here, and that's what we're working with. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of get it buttoned up now. In case you can't tell, this is my eye protection for now. Tried a different little wheel on the Dremel, 100 times easier. If you guys know your Dremels, you're gonna have a lot easier time than me. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the other side and bust that out real quick, and then we'll get into the wiring. So the SS3 wiring comes really short. All you're going to really need is some 16 gauge wire. You're going to need these little butt connectors. You basically get your wire, put it in there, crimp it. Most of you guys know how it works already. But you crimp it both sides, heat it up, and it kind of melts and it adheres to it, so it's watertight seal, and hopefully it doesn't come undone from that. So we get the wiring all in. I'll kind of show you guys what that looks like. So you're running it from down here, right? It goes up. The way I did mine, it's not the prettiest. I just want to make sure it's out of the way and it's not getting too hot. So I ran it here, ran it under here, along here, and then as you go from the ground wires, and then I have it obviously to my switch panel right here, and then everything is mounted up inside. This side's a little bit easier because it's closer. It drops right down in there, and then that side, that's what we're working with over there. So not too bad over there. When you come to this side, it looks a little bit unprofessional, but it'll do the job for now. I did test it, make sure they work. So I got one in on this side. So this one's all in. I do got to get one more screw in here, or little bolt and nut. So some things, there's going to be some minor adjustments. I've already been talking with them. And what I did back here was, I don't know how well you can see that, but if you could see right up here, so that's one of the points, right? So the good thing about this kit is all these holes of the screws, they go perfectly in to those little tabs. So where the stock one sits, that's where the tab goes. It pops right into there. But since we're obviously not running the stock one, we go ahead and use those screws, and I just threw a washer on the other end. So it's the screw, the washer, and then a nut holding it all in place. It's not going anywhere at all. It's real sturdy. Kind of just tucked my wiring up in there. Not a big deal, but you can see, you see all those little washers and nuts on the back end. Super sturdy, it's going good. We'll hop over to the other side and I'll show you exactly how to get these things in. First things first, you're gonna come in here, pop this out, it comes right out. These little tabs, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You see all these holes? That's where all your mounting points are gonna be. Basically what it's going to equate to is this is going to sit in here, right? And all your mounting points are right here. Boom, boom. And with the screws, they're long enough and they're just thin enough to where they go in. And then on the back end of it, you're going to have that washer and that nut to lock it all in place. This is like a prototype, so there might be some minor changes. If anything's going to change, it's going to make it easier on you guys. So should be looking forward to that. And when it's all said and done, we're going to get a pair of the new ones, and I'll go over all the changes, all the differences. That's going to benefit you guys and make it easier for install. Even as it is now, install has been a breeze. So I wired everything up yesterday, kind of showed you guys what we're working with wiring, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. You crimp them down. This is the harness that Diode sends out, and it just plugs in here, boom. And that's what you're gonna crimp down. So your 16 gauge wire, you can go a little bit thicker if you want, but 16 is plenty sufficient. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. Super easy, simple. Plug it in. There's that nice click, and it's gonna mount just like that. All right. So you're gonna have to get the supplied hardware. Here's the first one, and all you're gonna do is these little holes. What you want to do is start to thread it. Start to thread it. Do I advise using one of these? Probably not. But we're going to full send it. So this goes in. And you're not creating any new holes. You're literally using the holes that are already there because of the tabs that used to be in its place. Okay, so these ones don't have tabs on them, but it's literally just going through the holes. And what it's going to do is just secure it in. If you guys have any questions or anything about the wiring, just leave a comment. I'll get back to you guys. I'm pretty good about getting back to y'all. Alright, so I'm gonna just get like 3 of these in here started so we know what we're working with. You're gonna grab one of these washers. Like I said, it's probably gonna be a little bit simpler for you guys, but here's what we're working with for now. Just the prototype. Fitment seems on point. So one quick tip, as you guys are screwing these in, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at the back side of it. I'll show you real quick. It's going to guide you in there. You just want to make sure your screws or your bolts are going directly through and not giving you any pushback. Like I said, it's perfect size. So if you feel like you need a longer one or anything like that, just go ahead and get the same size, just get it extended. They do fit perfect and they go right into those little grooves. So once that's in there, like I said, throw the washer on, throw your nut on, tighten it down, and button everything back up. Alright guys, and that does it for today's video. That is the installation of some SS3s using 686 Baja Industries mounting kit and hardware. They send everything as a complete kit. You get the hardware, you get the bezels, which go in place of the factory ones, and yeah, you just got to get your own SS3s. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Once again, shout out to 686 Baja Industries. I appreciate you guys for sending that over, letting me do some test fitting for you guys. And yeah, you guys won't regret it. It looks sweet. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. We will be doing a giveaway on a pair of these. He's going to probably make a couple minor changes, but overall, you're going to get what you see here. It's going to be a little bit better quality, a little bit cleaner, and I'll update you guys on what else he works with on that. Diode Dynamics, if you need the SS3s for this little project, go ahead and check them out. Use code that1_trailboss or hit the link below, and we'll get you taken care of. Appreciate you guys. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.